and you said you profit an average of 5,000 a deal. That's a lot of money every month coming in.
It's amazing. I am really enjoying the profit.
How has that changed things for you?
I can buy Christmas for my grandkids. I can go on vacations when I want to. It's made life so much easier for me. Even though I still work, and I don't care to work, as long as I can see a means to an end, I'll get out there and bust my butt every day for it. But it's just, you just really don't understand. It's the reason why I give you as much praise as I can, because your program is awesome. Bottom line.
Joe, tell me how it is that we met.
Well, I really saw your ad on Facebook, and it was just something about how you presented it, and it just felt right, So it wasn't you. I think it was a sales rep or something that then we got in contact with each other. So you explained the program, and I said, let's do it. So I jumped off in it, and you have absolutely done everything that you said you were going to do. I mean, it's been a fantastic ride for me.
That's awesome. So it's January 31st today, I believe, 2022.
Exactly. Yeah.
We first spoke in February of 2021, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
So we've been together for almost a year.
Yes. Yep.
What sort of things were you said you reached out to me because you got a feeling that I did things a little differently, or there was something about the way I am. What was it exactly? I mean, tell me about other people you've seen on ads and things.
Well, I'll have to tell you a story about it. There's one guy, I was interviewing several companies before, and this guy, we had a Zoom meeting, and it was like, okay, we're going to meet at this time, and we did meet, and he was wiping cocaine off of his nose when he first got there and during the whole thing. So, that did not give me a good feeling at all. I like to do business with people that I trust, and I didn't feel the vibe, and it's several people that I did interview with like that, and just didn't feel it, man.
Wow, that's extreme.
Yeah, it was extreme, but I didn't think, he probably hit it before he got on the line, and just
he wanted to be alert. He wanted to be super alert. He ran out of coffee, had some stuff laying around from last weekend, and the rest is history. Nah, that's crazy. Must have been a fast conversation.
Yeah, it was. I guess he didn't think I knew what he was doing, but anyway, that didn't last long, and so it was. We got together, and it. You put my program together, and it's absolutely worked. I started working. I was working for a company. I was doing all their subcontracting work, and I thought it's got to be a better way. That's the reason why I reached out to you. So I was doing 5 houses a week for them, and wasn't making hardly any money. I was making maybe $1,000 a house. $800 to $1,000 a house, and I said, I know there's a better way.
So prior to working with me, you had a crew of your own. You were getting hired by or roofing contractors or whatever as the subcontractor to actually perform the labor for the particular jobs, and you were known enough in your area that roofers would look to you to complete projects. But because they were hiring you to do the work, and it wasn't originally your lead and your client, you were making way less money per job than you are now.
Way less money. I was making on smaller houses. I was making $500, And on the bigger, 45 and 50 square houses, I was making $1,000, $1,200 a house, and still taking on all the responsibility of making sure the house doesn't leak and paying all the insurances. And I said, this is not working for me. So I knew if I could get my own lead processes and get my own customers, it would be so much better. And it has been.
That's great, man. So tell me about where you were prior to speaking to me. Like when we spoke, did you have anything set up? Did you have a website, a logo, anything?
I didn't have anything. I didn't have any. All I was doing was basically working for this company, and they kept me just slinging all the time. So when I got with you, you helped me do it all. You helped me get my website together, my Facebook ad together. I even like the little tool that you use, with your program where you list all the customers, and I use that even on customers that you don't generate. I'll still use that and plug in names and addresses and email addresses, so I can have a system to keep up with it.
You're referring to the lead spreadsheet that I set up for you.
Lead spreadsheet. I couldn't get the word going around.
Yeah, that's a really helpful, lightweight tool. Tell me more about that. When you get a lead, what happens?
As soon as I get a lead, it goes to my telephone, or if I'm here in front of the computer, I call them. I call them. Sometimes they don't answer right off, but I'll call them. I put my information where on the back of that the form and tell them when I did call, and I keep calling them. So once I do that, I set up a meeting as quick as I can. Tell them I'll be there tomorrow morning. I get on RoofSnap. I look at their house. I do a drawing. I give them a bid, and I take it to them. And I've gotten several deals that way by just going ahead, being transparent, giving them everything that they want, because that's what they want. They want to know how much it's going to cost them, either if they're a customer pay or if they've got an insurance claim. They want to know how much they're paying.
How many jobs are you getting on average per month from my system directly?
I'm getting 3 a week, so 12 to 15 solid paying deals. And I was thinking about it this morning. I really, I'm a one-man show. I try to do it all. And I was thinking if I had somebody to follow up, somebody else, I could probably capture a few more sales by doing it that way. Because I just don't have time to do it. But when I capture that customer as soon as they get on, and I stick with them until they buy or die.
So what you're saying is you believe that even though you're doing 12 to 15 jobs a month directly because of the system I've set up for you, you think you might even be able to do more if you had someone who worked for you that consistently followed up with some leads that maybe were not responsive or something like that?
If I had a salesperson that, even a part-time salesperson that would come in and look at and call and follow up on all these leads that you're giving me, then I think I would capture probably 4 or 5 more a month that way.
Is that something you're hoping to do?
Yes, it is. Most definitely. Cool. I'm kind of waiting to get through the winter time. Probably in March I'll probably start that. But I'm staying crazy busy through this time. I haven't stopped.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped a week. I said I was gonna take off during Thanksgiving and Christmas and maybe come. I didn't have that opportunity. I worked all the way through it. I think I was working on Christmas Eve. So
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, very much so. I was happy to have it.
So are you getting work in other ways as well, or is it all coming from my system?
Well, I'm getting from other ways also. I'm doing once I get a lead from you and I get it signed, get a contract signed, then I do cloverleafing. I go around to their neighbors and saying, you know, I'm putting on a roof at your neighbor's house. Would you like for me to take a look at yours? And, you know, I'll close some of those people also.
So my system is acting as a foot in the door. In addition to the jobs you're actually closing, you're getting into a neighborhood and then cloverleafing and closing additional deals as well.
For instance, I'm doing one. I did a customer that I really didn't feel good about. I felt like that he was kind of a shyster, but he wasn't. He turned out to be a great guy. I went and did his house, and he found he was kind of the overseer of the whole subdivision. He calls 8 or 10 people. I had 8 appointments 2 days later.
Wow.
And we talked them all of them, signed them all up. So I'll have 8 houses to do week after next.
Wow, that's amazing.
Just from him, you know, that's.
And this is recent.
This is, yeah, I got my insurance claim on one of them this morning, so got approval. So I'm telling you, it works. You just got to work the program. And if you work the program, I don't know. I had a guy, he looked at your program and said, man, I can build this program and make it work. And he tried it. He did not get the first lead off of it. And I said, I don't know why it works, but it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be doing more educational videos like I've been doing lately on what it takes to build the whole, a whole system. It's not going to go into the specifics of exactly what buttons to press to do it, but theoretically and even philosophically, what is it that makes my system work so well? And it's long, for 30,000 foot view, it's every single aspect of it functions as one cohesive unit. And the result is that your business just is perceived as a million times better and more fair than your competitors. And it makes people take the plunge on a project that they know they need to get done, but they haven't pulled the trigger on yet, because who wants to spend thousands of bucks on a roof and deal with people at their house? And it's stressful as a homeowner to think about embarking on that journey. But with the right advertising, they'll say, all right, I'm going to do it because this seems like the right person to help me out. So is it mostly insurance restoration that you're doing?
It's about 50-50. It's customer pay and insurance restoration. That's so yeah, it's about 50-50. But on this subdivision that I'm going in, that this gentleman gave me all these customers, most of them are insurance claims.
That's awesome. What is 12 to 15 clients a month? What sort of revenue are you bringing in?
I'm getting $5,000 a contract, basically, is what my goal is. That's minimum. It's if an insurance company sends a quote, it's usually $7,000 to $8,000 a roof. And most of these roofs are
in pure profit.
In pure profit. That's
wow.
That's after labor, and I've shopped. I mean, I get the best prices I can on material also, and not going cheap. I still use the GAF products, and I put the best on there that I can, but I shop and get the best prices that I can there also. So,
wow. When you're coming in at like for a retail bid, are you pricing your installation and service and whole product lower end, middle, or higher end pricing?
Middle.
Yeah.
It's I'll do it as a middle, because I understand that those people are going to get bids out there. They're going to get minimum of 3 bids, and I've got to be at least in the hunt to be able to get that. So, but the biggest thing is price is not everything. I know it's some, but you've got to sell yourself and the product that you're going to put on, the product that you're going to give them. You know, you've got to upsell yourself. You got to say, you know, I'm local. I'm going to be there if there's a problem, and I put the best product that I can on there, and I put Cobra Ridge vents on, and you upsell what you have.
So you find that even though you're not the lowest price, they still hire you.
They still hire me because I give them the best. I give them me. I give them the. I make sure that they get the best job for the money.
What kind of presentation are you giving when you're in their house? Do you go in their house? How does that work?
Oh, most definitely. I always like to get to the kitchen table. If you can get to the kitchen table, you got a contract. So it's you know, basically after I get the lead from you, I call them, I set the appointment, I go out, I already have everything. I've got the roof snap pictures, the estimate. I go around their house and look at it and ask them, do they have any leaks and things like that. Most of the time they do, and I go in. That's kind of my foot in the door. Well, do you mind me going in and taking a look at your leaks? And they said, sure, come on in. And so I look at the leaks, and I sat down at the table and I said, this is what I have for you.
Right. So you're going into the house under the premise of looking for damage that is only visible from the inside.
That's correct.
Even if they don't have any damage that they're aware of, do you say, how do you get into the house then?
You know, probably if you'll allow me to look, I'm gonna check around in your bathrooms and your bedrooms just to make sure that there's not anything there. You know, if that's the case, then we can get, if it's an insurance claim, we can get more money that way.
Hmm.
And when I say get more money that way from an insurance company, they like that.
So kind of a two-part question. Are you sometimes not the first contractor that has shown up to their house?
Most of the time, I'm the first one.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'm the first one because I jump on that lead. You know, a lot of times I hate to be the first one, but I want to give them that good impression. Mm-hmm. I'm the first one. I'm going to be here when you need me, and here it is. It's all transparent. It's all laid out.
Do you get them to sign a contingency agreement?
I do.
Okay. And how about for a retail, just cash job? Do you give them a quote right then and there at the kitchen table?
I do.
You do?
I do. I give them a quote right there. Why not? You know, it's if you don't, then they think, well, you're trying to hide something. You know, they like
you. How do you know it's an accurate quote?
I don't understand that question.
Well, here's what I'm asking, really, because obviously it's kind of subjective in terms of some numbers, but how do you know you're quoting them enough money so that you're not losing money is really my question.
I put in enough profit usually to cover that. You know, if it's an easy job, then I'm going to put, you know, that $5,000 in, and it's always going to. I hate to say it, but I've got enough extra material, such as OSB boards and extra shingles from other jobs, that I use those if I need extra shingles or extra underlayment and things like that. So I've got a little stockpile.
Yeah, that's great. So do you suspect that even though you're building in that nice healthy profit, you know for sure that if they had maybe 2 or 3 other contractors come over, maybe 1 or 2 of them is one of the bigger companies in the area, likely they would be more expensive than you?
Most likely. Yeah, I did a customer, 2 ladies, sweet ladies. I went and gave them a bid on it, and I was the second contractor, and my bid was $14,000. The other contractor was $22,000. So I got the bid. I mean, it was hands down. and it was still a great hefty profit. I think I put $7,000 in that.
Mm.
But there are some people that are really asking for a lot of profit around here now because we've had so much tornado damage and things like that. So,
I spoke to a client the other day, just as a, just catching up over a Zoom call and strategizing about some new things for 2022. And he told me that he had one of the big roofing companies in his area come to his house and give him a quote for his roof to see what they do. And he said that they literally quoted him twice as much as he would have done his own roof for. And they had a really interesting way of getting people to sign with them. And I'm going to do a video about it soon because it's mind-blowing how they do this.
wow.
And I'm not doing the video in order to teach people how to rip off homeowners. I'm going to do the video because I think it would be helpful for my clients to understand what some of the really high pressure single call close companies are doing that are getting hundreds of dollars more per square. Not so that they can do the same thing, but so that they can convince more people to go with them and avoid overpaying with some of those guys. So it's going to be a cool video, but it's interesting to hear how you are fielding the leads, scheduling the appointments, and things like that. I'm actually really interested in knowing, like, when you call someone and they do pick up, are you calling them from your cell phone?
Yes.
And so they say hello. They obviously don't know who it is. What do you say? I mean, like, what kind of things do you say to them when they first answer the phone?
This is Joe Bianoni from JBA Roofing. Just giving you a call back to see if I can help you on your roof situation. When would be a good time to meet with you? And then we go in from there. They tell me everything about the roof, and okay, well, I'll be there in the morning at 9:30. So
yeah. Are you calling them in the evening? Let's say a lead comes in at 8 p.m. Are you calling them right away?
I'm calling them right away. If it comes in on Sunday afternoon, I'm calling them right away. I don't wait till the next day. I don't wait. As soon as I get it, I call them. And I think that's the key. It's, I've had people that I've called on Sundays and they say, oh, I didn't think you'd call on Sunday. So yeah, I'm sitting here and not doing anything, was seeing if I can help you out. So just getting my week lined up. So you just have to be cordial with people and treat them like they want to be treated. Treat them like friends, is all it is.
Yeah, that's so true. So you talk to them very kind of nonchalantly, not overly formal.
I don't talk to anybody formal. I just talk to them like they're my best friend, and if I can help them, I can. If I can't, then next.
Right.
Go to the next one. It's all of this is a numbers game, and you just got to have that small edge to get your unfair share.
Yeah. How much are you spending per day on the Facebook ads to close 12 to 15 deals a month?
It's costing me about, costing me about $65 a week, I think, is what it comes out to be.
65. Hang on, I can actually look, obviously.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you're actually spending $50 a day on the Facebook ads, on the ad spend, and then Facebook bills you whenever you reach your billing threshold. So for $1,500 a month in ad spend, you're closing 12 to 15 deals. That's just amazing. That's at the higher end of what I hope for my clients who are spending $50 a day. And you said you profit an average of $5,000 a deal. That's a lot of money every month coming in.
It's amazing. I am really enjoying the profit.
How has that changed things for you?
I can buy Christmas for my grandkids. I can go on vacations when I want to. It's just, it's made life so much easier for me, even though I still work, and I don't care to work as long as I can see a means to an end. I'll get out there and bust my butt every day for it. But it's just, you just really don't understand. It's the reason why I give you as much praise as I can, because your program is awesome. Bottom line.
That's so cool to hear. I love hearing that. That's just so great. I know, you know, before I started doing digital marketing for people 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago now, I was living in New York City and working as a server and a bartender. And I was actually doing stand-up comedy full time. Yeah. And that was so much fun, but I had no money. And then I got my foot in the door with a fabric company who kind of let me learn on their time. I would sit on the sofas in their showroom and do work for them. And eventually, once I had felt like I learned enough, kind of walked up and down 20th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue and got a few more clients and started building my portfolio there. And then, you know, I had businesses in all different industries. I had photos, like digital photo store client. I had a dry cleaner. I had all these different people. And then I got my first roofing client from someone back where I'm from in the Maryland area where I live now. And something about roofing and the industry that was really interesting. He was a storm damage restoration specialist. And so he brought me on to help him with digital marketing. And at the time I was doing SEO and I was blogging for him and doing social media, like posts. And I was doing all the digital marketing stuff. And nothing was working that well at all. You know, like he was spending money with me and he wasn't making anything that he could tie back to what I was doing. So then I said, you know, let me build a Facebook advertising system for you for to get storm damage leads. And he's like, all right, I mean, I don't know how that works. And I was like, I'm not that familiar with it either. I've never done it before, but let me give it a shot. This was, you know, years and years ago. And I built it for him and it was amazing. He got so many storm damage leads and his business exploded that first year. Then it didn't storm. And he was like, Mike, it didn't storm. It hasn't stormed in a while. You know, I got to get into the retail game. You know, I got to get into the cash bid game. And I said, man, that's tough. I mean, there are some big companies that are already doing it really well. They're ranking well. They've got Facebook and TV ads and things like that. And I don't know how we're going to compete with them. But I built the Facebook system for the retail lead generation for roofing. And it was just a home run. And that's when I said, I'm just going to go all in on roofing contractors, because it was so rewarding for me to be able to help. You know, this was a family-owned business. Husband and wife own the business. They're still my clients to this day. I do even more with them. They do roofing, they do interior remodeling, they do siding and gutters and everything. And I get leads for all of that for them. But it's really so rewarding for me. And that's why I went all in on roofing, because I said to myself, like, if I can actually really help people, the end of the day feels so good. I know I've done so much for my clients, whereas before it was like, at the end of the day, 80% of my clients were like, hey, I don't know if I've even gotten a lead since I've hired you. Like, this is not the greatest thing in the world. And that was not a great feeling. So thank you for sharing that with me, because that really is exactly why I do what I do. It's just really awesome to hear that.
That's an awesome story. I mean, when you can give enough people what they want, and you can get whatever you want. So it's a great job. And I'd tell anybody, even when I see your ad on that you're doing with someone else, I will put in there, you're the best, man.
I know. I see those comments. I love it. I really appreciate that. I get a lot of hate too. There are a lot of contractors out there who obviously see my ads and they type BS as a comment, or way worse.
Oh, yeah.
What would you say to those people?
I don't say anything to them. You're gonna have those certain amount of haters that would hate the flowers coming up in spring, you know. So I just, and I get those same comments on the ad that you made, and it's like, next, I'm not going to lower myself to their comments, because I know what I get, and I know the quality of the customer that you see it. And I don't know how it is. I guess maybe it's a certain amount of steps that they have to go through to get their information in there. But the quality of leads are awesome. There's not a whole flood of customers sending me their information and not wanting a roof. When they send me a roof in this, they're wanting a roof. They've got some type of situation they need help with. I offer them that help.
That's great.
I don't know what you're doing, but keep on doing it, buddy.
I'm going to listen, I've got some new things also for this year, 2022, to talk to you about. So after this call, we'll schedule another time to talk on the phone. It doesn't have to be a Zoom call. You can talk to me when you're out in the field doing your thing or driving or whatever you want, but we'll talk about some of the new things that I've been working on that I'm really looking forward to rolling out with you, because, you know, you think things are good now. I'm always making them better. And I really have to, because my competitors are trying to copy what I'm doing. You know, I started the whole trend of, you know, with some of the strategies that I implement for my clients, and I see other companies trying to replicate it. They're, in my opinion, and I don't mean to blow my own head up, but they're not nearly as good. But who cares? We still need to continue making it better and better and better, because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, because everyone else is trying to get better. So that'll be really exciting. We'll talk about that. Do you have a good way to get reviews on Google?
I'm just now getting on Google. I've got an appointment with a lady tomorrow to get set up with that. Okay.
Not to totally blow the roof off of that, but it's probably not someone from Google.
No,
it's not. Okay. I would be very skeptical of that.
Okay.
What she's probably going to try to sell you is she's going to set up a Google business profile for you. That's a free thing. I could set it up for you in literally 5 minutes. You shouldn't pay anyone to do that.
Okay.
It costs $0 to be on Google. It is largely a scam. When people say, I'm going to get you set up on Google, that's a scam. Google doesn't charge you any money to get set up on Google. There's no magic behind it. I actually can do it for you in 5 minutes, or I can teach you how to do it yourself, which is even better.
She's going to charge, she's charging me like $600 a month or something like that.
That is a complete and utter scam. Save your money. In fact, if you want to have a conversation with me on the phone, and I can be one of your salespeople or your GM or something, I don't know, whatever you want to call me. I will help you vet this particular service, because listen, if it's legit and it's good for your business, that's amazing. I want you to do it. But $600 a month to get on Google I've never seen anything like that. That's not a scam. It doesn't cost anything to be on Google. If she's talking about running ads for you on Google, that's a different story. $600 is your 6 clicks and your ad budget's gone. And I've done videos on that. That's a complete waste of money. And if she's talking about setting up some sort of like Google guarantee profile, that also is free. It doesn't cost, you don't have to pay a company $600 a month for that. That's not, and if it's SEO, complete junk, you're gonna see a 0% return on that. So I hope it doesn't make me seem a certain way telling you that, but I'm just looking out for you.
I trust you.
Yeah, I swear to God, man, these companies are totally pulling the wool over people's eyes with these get on Google schemes and just give me several $100 a month and I'll do this magic for you that they can never actually explain how it actually works and what they're actually doing. And it's such a shame, because people are losing real money doing that. So
that's the reason why I haven't done it. You know, I've been mostly relying on this program to get me leads, and I just didn't feel like that I wanted to pay that extra amount of money just to be on Google, you know. But I would love to get the reviews and things like that.
Yeah. Let's talk more about that. Getting reviews is free. Being on Google is free. If Google charged money to have a listing on its platform, they would have no listings on their platform. If you want to run Google ads, that costs money. In fact, that costs thousands a month. If it's anything less than thousands a month, you're not running Google ads properly. That's why I don't like Google ads for roofing contractors unless they have a huge advertising budget, which is why I run a Facebook advertising system, because it's just so much more amazing. The return is insane. So Joe, thank you so much for doing this call with me. Is there anything you want to say before we go?
I believe I've said it all, man. I'll tell you, I love your program. You know, I'll be with you for a long time.
I'll work my ass off for you forever. I promise.
Let's do it.
Cool, man. All right, Joe, have a great day. Call me if and when you need me, text me, email me, whatever you want. Let's talk more about the stuff I mentioned, all the stuff for this year. And that's it, man.
Let's do it, babe. Thanks.
All right, Joe. Bye.